So this series is a really hard story to tell. It's really hard characters to play. For you guys, when you read the script, how shocking and disturbing were these alleged sexual allegations in the series?
Well, Brian first called me and said, they were preparing to shoot Monster Season 2, and he told me a bit about it and a bit about the character, and I said, great, I'm signing on sight unseen. I love you. I believe in you. I was so impressed with Dahmer. And then he sent me the scripts, and I read them, and I called him up, and I was like, wait a second. I was like, can we do this? Can we show this? He's like, it's implied. I was like, I think it's a little more than implied. How does Javier feel about this? Because it's just like, I think we're so desensitized. We see so much violence and stuff, but like one of the, of course, last taboos and one of the most disturbing things is these kinds of allegations. And it's, I was sobbing reading the scripts, just crying uncontrollably, and felt very overwhelmed when reading them.
Yeah, absolutely. And at the same time, it's important that we can show that and open a discussion about it and speak it out. Like make sure that people can talk about it openly.
Yeah, Javier, portraying such an allegedly sick man, father, how did you approach that?
Well, I mean, trying to follow the direction that the creator Ryan Murphy and Ian Brennan have done through research and really trying to also put the dots together on my own research, but there was not much for me to look for because there is not much material on José Menendez in this case.
Right. Speaking of research, did you guys want to meet the boys? Did you try to meet the boys?
I think that was kind of up to the creators, and they had decided early on to not involve them. So that wasn't even like, it wasn't even on the table as an option.
Yeah. Do you think that this series will change how people view this case, maybe advocate more for the Menendez brothers to get out of jail? And did it change your perception? Do you think they should be free?
That's not for me or for us, I think, to say, but for justice to make sure that they have a fair trial, and things have to be proven, as we know. But what I would say is that the show opens different points of view, and I think at the end of the day, what it does as creators, as artists, is to show the experience of what that means, that suffering. That's what we can do as actors and producers and directors. The most important thing, the decision has to be made by somebody else.
Erik had already released a statement saying that the portrayal is dishonest. Today, just this morning, the family released a statement, assuming they saw the series. Well, Erik has already said he did not see it. What is your reaction to the family speaking out?
I mean, they have every right to speak their voice, and I know that Netflix is releasing a documentary where the boys get to say in their own voice what happened to them, and of course, Kitty and José aren't here to defend themselves, so who will ever know really the truth of what happened in that household?
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, it must be very hard for them to know that their life is shown, but at the same time, the show is more about different points of views and different experiences regarding different people involved in the case. So it's nothing is set on stone. I mean, I think the show doesn't want to make a statement about anything.
Did you guys expect this controversy going into it?
I think there's always a bit of controversy around any sort of true story or, whenever you're portraying anybody known, whether there's a crime or not in crime, people have their own opinions already, in place about people, and so you're going to have the people that kind of are, encouraging and believe in what you did, and other people that are naysayers. There's always a bit of that.
12.4 million views in 4 days on this series. Is there a hope and a prayer as the actors that people that are experiencing sexual violence right now or have experienced it find help, find healing in this?
Absolutely, and that's one of the major points on making this show, to really make them be seen and heard, and also every after episode there is a place they can call and they can write to share their experience, and I think it's an important step forward in the sense that there is attention to it, and they need to speak out, and they need to be treated correctly, with respect, and with the attention that they need.
Yeah. And finally, Colin Farrell actually recently said that in order to step away from a dark character he played, he went home and watched Finding Nemo. He's like, I had to get away from it.
That's good.
So for you guys, in the minds of these characters, how did you step away at the end of the day?
I mean, I'm not one of those actors that really, inhabits a character and brings them home. I'm very good at like leaving work at work. I can decompartmentalize and keep my work at work. So it wasn't as challenging for me, and we were kind of in and out of the series. We didn't have to maintain in these characters for 5 months. But yeah, connecting with, our fellow actors and going home, being with family and loved ones, all of that always helps decompress. And
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
The same here. I mean, it's about really making sure that you go in and you go out. And also, we have families, and we have to go back to our families, being the mother or the father that we are, not pretending to be somebody else. They don't want to see that, our kids.
Right. You walk and you see your babies, and it lightens the mood, right?
Here's Dad, here's Mom.